On the edge of Black Hollow, a foreboding manor stood against the angry sky. Once majestic, now abandoned, its dark history whispered through the winds that coiled around it like a shroud. Few dared to approach, for those who did seldom returned with their wits intact. Claire had spent her life chasing the truth, and today, that search led her to the place where her parents had vanished 20 years ago. The letter she found in her late grandfather's belongings promised secrets buried deep within the mansion's walls. As she pushed open the great doors, the mansion seemed to sigh. The scent of dust and decay wrapped around her, but Claire pressed forward. The air crackled with a strange electric silence, broken only by the occasional patter of rain. Claire's gaze met the woman's in the painting, and a shiver ran down her spine. It was like looking at an older version of herself. Questions bubbled in her mind, but before she could examine the painting further, a soft, spectral whisper cut through the room. The voice spoke her name, gently at first, then louder, until it reverberated in her skull. "Claire! Help me!" The shadows inched closer, merging with the dark corners of the room. She wasn't alone. The translucent form of a woman appeared, her gown tattered and movements jerky as if marionetted by invisible strings. It pointed to the east wing, where the manor's secrets waited, untouched by time. Claire followed the spirit's lead into a grand library. Here, papers lay scattered, and a diary sat open on the desk. She reached for it, but as her fingers brushed the leather cover, a gust of wind sent the pages fluttering. "The answers lie where the heart breaks," the diary read. Claire's brow furrowed as she deciphered the sketch. It was a hidden room, somewhere behind the bookcases that lined the walls. With newfound resolve, she slid the bookcase away, revealing a narrow staircase that spiraled into the earth. Every step down felt colder, each creak louder, echoing as if announcing her presence to unseen forces. The hidden room was a crypt. Murals painted the walls, telling stories of people trapped between worlds, souls caught in torment, seeking freedom. At its center, an old, ornate mirror reflected more than just Claire's image. A voice, clear and desperate, called out, "Find me before it's too late!" Claire's breath quickened as a ghostly hand appeared, pressing against the glass as if begging for release. "I'm Anna," whispered the girl, "trapped by the curse that binds this place." The ghost of the child looked at Claire with the same sorrowful eyes she saw in the portrait. Compelled by both fear and hope, Claire pressed her palm to the mirror. It pulsed beneath her touch, light unfurling like the petals of an ancient glowing flower, weaving around her in a protective embrace. The crypt shimmered and shifted into a grand ballroom, once glorious, now haunted by figures lost in an eternal dance. Their expressions were etched with grief, movements looping in a timeless waltz of despair. One figure caught her eye, a man in elegant dress, his eyes filled with the burden of centuries. "Save her," he mouthed. It was then Claire realized the manor held its prisoners not by chains, but by memories. A sudden, violent rumble sent a shockwave through the ballroom. The dance stilled, and one by one, the figures dissolved like mist. Claire was back in the crypt, heart pounding, clutching the diary that now glowed with an otherworldly light. The diary's power had been unleashed. The mirror cracked and shattered, allowing Anna to step through, her ghostly figure becoming more solid with each passing moment. The walls trembled, as if the manor itself were shaking off centuries of sorrow. Whispers filled the air, some cursing, others sighing with gratitude as the souls began to dissipate. They stumbled outside just as the first rays of dawn pierced the storm clouds. Claire watched as Black Hollow Manor collapsed inward, sealing its secrets and sorrows beneath a mountain of stone and memories. "Thank you," Anna whispered, her voice full of hope. Claire felt a warmth in her heart, knowing that the past had finally found its peace. The haunting had ended, but the stories would live on, carried by those who dared to listen.